it takes everything we have to face it. Without a sound, we take a step. Inside our hearts are racing. If it takes forever, we'll get there together.
As we started using them with our family, specifically with our little kids, and saw how fast they worked and how easy it was to be able to help all of our health, it was awesome. We fell in love with them. Now when my wife and I talk about the oils, it's like, what did we do before the oils?
Every time we use the oils, it's amazing because I know that no matter what I pick, even if it's not the very specific thing that they needed, I've still done something positive for their bodies.
I love to diffuse the oils in my house. I use them throughout the day as pick-me-ups. I drink them in my water. I cook with them. I do my laundry with them. They're just everywhere.
And to be able to have answers at our fingertips that are natural and safe, that we feel even comfortable giving to our baby, is something that gives us a lot of peace of mind.
I'm teaching them about a different way to take care of themselves, and it's leaving a legacy for them. Who doesn't want that for their children? Who doesn't want to teach that?
When we began to use them and got results for ourselves and in our family and with people that we knew, I mean, that was amazing to us because we didn't even know that the power of essential oils existed.
It was amazing, especially knowing what we had gone through and actually feeling for once that I was able to help my child, every mom's dream. It was very empowering, and that was kind of my moment that I knew, why wouldn't it work?
It wasn't a couple days and I knew that these were amazing. And I was using them on my kids.
We're ready for anything. We're ready for anything. We're ready for anything. We're ready for anything.
I didn't know that I had another option. I didn't know that I could have the power or the choice. doTERRA has given me the ability to make those decisions and to see that you don't have to give up all of your power. You can actually do it yourself.
We're ready for anything. We're ready for anything. We're ready for anything.
Hello, everyone. We are ready for anything. I am so happy to have you here today. I just remember the first time when I saw that video, how it brings back the emotions I felt the first time doTERRA came into my life, and I knew I had a tool that's going to keep me ready for anything that life throws at me for so many reasons. I'm going to try and share as much as possible with you about that in the next 30 minutes. My name is Amanda McCabe. I'm owner and operator of Kokopelli Living, and I am just so pumped that you showed up today to spend this time with me to grow your own knowledge base, to show up to grow yourself as a person. This is called personal development. You're learning a new skill and putting a new tool in your toolbox. I want to tell you a little bit about first I want to just commend you for taking time out of your busy life to be here. I know showing up for these things can be hard because it really takes effort for you to say, I'm going to take 30 minutes away from my family, away from life's push and pulls, just to spend time on putting some new tools in my toolbox. And I really believe that when we show up to be our very best and to grow ourselves as people, the magic happens. This is how we leave a positive impact on society. And so I'm so thrilled that you're here today. I get so very excited about this. I want to tell you a little bit about myself. Like I said, I'm owner and operator of Cocopelli Living. My husband and I run this business together. We just love the feedback that we get from our clients every day about how these oils have changed their lives in ways that they've never imagined before. It goes well beyond the physical and trickles into our spiritual and our emotional lives as well. And that feedback keeps us fueled to keep going and share this information with people. I myself have been a user of essential oils for about all of my adult life, 20 years now. Unbelievable. I don't feel like a grown-up yet, and yet here we are. They have brought so much to my life and have given me a sense of empowerment. But since we as a family switched to doTERRA, this is my beautiful family, my husband and my daughter. Since we switched to doTERRA, we have felt an even greater sense of self-empowerment, where we are now able to show up at a friend's house with a tool in hand. The one thing that you need to know when you start on this journey of natural living and drawing to nature for solutions of everyday problems that we have as human beings and as part of human life, it becomes this beautifully intuitive process, and it's like your eyes open up to the need in the world. Every day I'm able to reach out to somebody and say, I have something to help you. And I don't always have my business card out. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It just, whatever I feel called for in the moment. But the biggest thing is that I can show up with a tool in hand and say, I see you have a need, whether it be physical, emotional, or spiritual, and I can show up and be there with you. And we can do this with loved ones, friends, and even strangers. This is the biggest thing that having these essential oils in our lives has brought to us. When you give and you're in that place of giving and noticing the need in the world, it's like the whole universe just rallies around you and wants to support you because you're in that energetic space of bringing good to the world, and you're just supported by that. The other thing that doTERRA has brought into our lives is a platform to contribute to environmental efforts. That's very important to us as an outdoor family, and also social relief programs all around the world. We are seeing doTERRA's work all around the world, elevating life for communities that we could never have an impact on if it wasn't for this platform. So much, and that's come into our lives since we've made this switch. So my intention today is to share with you this tool and this information to add to your toolbox, and that you will have it ready to go before you need it. A tool that you can grab for when you need that hope or that self-empowerment to do something for yourself, for a loved one, or even a stranger. There's nothing worse than being a mom and having a sick child at night and not being able to get to a doctor, or having to sit in an emergency room forever to get help. And with this, you have a tool. Even if it's not an emergency room situation and I have a teenager in my home, and sometimes life gets a little overwhelming for them emotionally, and we have a tool to reach out to and use and offer her to help her stabilize those emotions. So for so many reasons, these oils bring so much empowerment and healing into our lives, and hope, really. So I hope that over the next 30 minutes, you will be able to see that for yourself as well, and the potential of using this tool for good in your own life. So let's jump right into it. I want to ask you to think about a time that you have used a natural remedy or have looked to nature for your own healing. Maybe you felt overwhelmed or even a little depressed, or life maybe hasn't gone your way, and a nice walk in the woods or hike, that's always my therapy, is hiking, has brought your emotions back to a manageable level to where you can feel joy again. Maybe something as simple as making some peppermint or ginger tea for an upset stomach, or using aloe vera for sunburn. I actually grew up in South Africa, and my mom, I have it here next to me, it always sits on my desk. My mom still sends me my Zambuk, which is, or we call it Mukoya, which is basically a camphor and eucalyptus ointment that we used when I was a child, and I still use it for everything from chapped lips to crow's feet to chest congestion, just about for everything. And so that was my first experience with something natural to help myself with. Think about those experiences that you've had yourself. The use of essential oils is definitely not something new. I mean, we know that the pharaohs have used essential oils back in the day, and we see that there are references to the use of essential oils dating as far back as the Dead Sea Scrolls, the Chinese manuscripts. So it's not something new, but it just seems like the whole United States is suddenly jumping on this essential oil bandwagon, actually the whole world. And you may only be noticing it because I believe that we suddenly are having more awareness that there are natural remedies available. We've kind of tipped over that drug-dependent nation mark where we now know that we have to take back some of our power. Medical insurance is becoming increasingly questionable and hard to rely on, and so people are finding other solutions to help themselves with. And again, here, these natural remedies are bringing hope to people. We know that 50% of the world's population is still using natural remedies as their primary health care. So it's really no surprise that here in the United States, we had to at some point come to a point to see that we can also use that for ourselves and maybe find a little bit of balance between Western and Eastern medicine, and in relying on professionals versus taking care of ourselves. When I was growing up, we didn't go to the doctor for every little sniffle, cough, or headache. We took care of it ourselves at home. And when I came to the United States, I was shocked to see that people constantly went to the doctor. So, I mean, we are not doctors. We are researchers, and we rely on the research that is out there about essential oils, which there's a lot. Several of our oils and products are going through medical trials as we speak. Several have already gone through them, and we know the outcomes and the results of those. But there is a partnership that needs to happen between your healthcare provider and you taking care of yourself. But for now, we want to focus on the component of being able to do some things for yourself and relearning those skills. So we see that in the United States, the wellness industry is growing almost 3.5 times faster than pharmaceutical companies. And this tells me that people are indeed relearning those skills and finding that empowerment, self-care opportunities that's making them feel more free, like they're not giving their power away. And I can testify that for me personally, that's exactly what I found in my essential oils. So what is an essential oil? If you look at a plant under a microscope, you will see these little pockets or polyps or bags, whatever you want to call them, on the surface of a plant. And this is where the essential oils are hosted. They are aromatic compounds that are found on plants and really any part of the plant, the root, the stems, the leaves, the petals. Every part of a plant has these essential oils on them. And the purpose of an essential oil on plants is to give it its vitality or that vibrance that plants have. My gosh, if you have paid attention to the colors available in nature, I mean, there is no man that can create some of these color palettes that we can find in nature. And so essential oils is part of giving plants their vitality and their aliveness and their vibrance. It's also there to protect plants from funguses and external threats, and to attract pollinators, of course. Because our bodies are made from similar building blocks as plants, we can then gain access to all those benefits ourselves for the use in our bodies. Because plants are renewable, this is also a very sustainable source of help that we can find and draw from nature. How do you use essential oils? Most people, including myself, start to use essential oils as aromatherapy, so aromatically. Before I started using my lifelong vitality pack of doTERRAs that you see over here, which, by the way, we're not going to get into this, but I just want to mention that lifelong vitality pack is what I recommend for each of my clients to start with. It fills every nutritional gap that you could have. It is world class. You can do your own research on this, but it is world class vitamins that will just make you feel amazing and ensure that you have that nutritional foundation. So you can go read up on lifelong vitality. But before I started taking my lifelong vitality, I would get these afternoon slumps and my brain would just feel foggy. I'd be exhausted. Sometimes my mood would even dip and I'd just feel blah. I would take a little bit of wild orange and peppermint, put it on my hands, rub my hands together, cup it around my face, and just breathe deeply. I'll show you how easy it is to do. You just breathe deeply like that. And it would just make me feel alert again and activate that part. And that's how essential oils work. They interact with the brain receptors. And so it just activates that part of the brain again that makes me feel energized. So now I don't get those anymore, but I still use essential oils aromatically extensively. For me, mostly to regulate my mood as well as to clean the air inside my house. We know that environmental scientists will tell us that the air inside our house is usually way more toxic than the outside environment. So we no longer use any scented candles, wax burners, aerosol sprays, or any of that nasty, smelly stuff that is making us sick. We now use an ultrasonic diffuser. An ultrasonic diffuser is not going to warm up your oils. So it's not going to change the health properties in your oils. You're going to be able to just get the full benefit of them through a vapor mist that's ejected into the air. And you can do all kinds of creative scents and smells. I post on my Facebook page tons of combinations of oils that you can use aromatically. So definitely consider one of these. This is actually my personal diffuser that's sitting in my living room. I also have one that I use at night in my bedroom, and I diffuse my Serenity in there to help my brain shut down and calm down and get ready for sleep. Topically, you can also use essential oils topically. Digestin is one of those essential oils that you can rub directly on the belly if your belly is not feeling so great. I love to rub it on my chest if we're driving through the mountains on windy roads and I'm starting to feel queasy. I also just love the scent of my oils. If you don't like the scent, put it on your feet. Your feet is the end of your nervous system, and so your body can quickly gain access to the properties and oils as well to make you feel better if you put it on your feet, even if you don't like the smell. And then internally, you can use your essential oils with, for example, I use lemon in my water every day. As food breaks down in our digestive tract, it leaves behind byproducts. If you're eating a heavily processed food diet, you will have even more back buildup and byproducts that stays in your gut and doesn't always properly eliminate. And it causes inflammation, which is tied to most of our modern diseases. I spent 2 years in graduate school researching modern diseases and how we can draw to nature to help prevent those modern diseases. And lemon oil is a great way to flush out those synthetics. Be sure to use a glass bottle. I made the mistake of putting it in my plastic Nalgene bottle, and within a month, my Nalgene bottle was starting to disintegrate because lemon will break down plastic. Yet when we put it on our bodies, on our skin, it won't hurt us because essential oils interact so beautifully with our biology. I also love to use frankincense or grapefruit oil in our morning vegetable smoothies. That's another way that you can gain access to essential oils internally. And then, of course, our vitamins and supplements also have essential oils in them. They come in soft gels or capsules. That makes it really easy to take. So how are essential oils made? When you think of making essential oils, you might think of this picture here on the left where you put a bunch of plant material in a cauldron and you cook the heck out of it, and then you distill the aromatic compounds. That is actually perfume making, and it's very important that you understand the difference between distilling of essential oils, which is an art and a science that's passed on for many generations because it's such a fragile process, versus perfume making, which is also an art, but produces something completely different. So when you distill essential oils, you can see these are some of our master distillers, or doTERRA's master distillers that are currently very gently steam distilling plant material inside these cauldrons to gain access to those essential oils without changing the properties of the oils. You don't want to heat them up or cook them in any way because we're not interested in just getting the aromatic benefits. We also want the other chemical benefits or the other properties that is going to help us relieve unwanted things in our life. So this is called a GCMS Lab Report. And what makes distilling versus perfume making so interesting is that when you pull the chemical profile of a perfume and you pull the chemical profile of a doTERRA essential oil, it'll be completely different. And so if you don't have access to a GCMS report through your essential oil company, don't buy it. You don't know if there aren't any hard elementals or pesticides or maybe other byproducts, or fillers even, that you're paying for, and you don't want those toxins in your home. So what doTERRA's come up with is every batch, I don't know if you can see it, this is my bottle of patchouli. Every batch has a batch number on the bottom, and we have a website where you can put your batch number in. So your patchouli's lab report is going to look very different from mine, or not very different, but is going to look different from mine, because doTERRA has started doing this to expose companies that are essentially lying to people and that are not keeping them safe. So if you're going to go buy essential oils over the counter at a store rather than from doTERRA directly, or from a wellness advocate that you trust, or online, God forbid, then you cannot be sure that they're safe for use with your kids and with your family. So, I mean, we use these essential oils in our home, with our kids, on ourselves, on our pets, and with our clients. I want to know that they're safe. And so when you buy doTERRA's essential oils, you absolutely know that they are the highest quality in the world. And right now, doTERRA is the only company that will provide you with this GCMS report to prove that your oils are clean, and to keep their production of oils 100% transparent. And also challenge other essential oil companies to step it up and put their customers first. So the other thing that's very interesting about distilling is where your essential oils come from. So I can guarantee you, looking at this map, that the ginger that grows in my backyard here in Idaho is not even remotely close to the ginger that's grown in Sri Lanka. The same with lavender that's grown in Bulgaria. In the Mediterranean climate is completely different from the lavender that grows in my backyard here. And I can't expect to get those healing and wellness properties from the oils that I grow, or from the plants I grow myself, versus plants that grow in the absolute optimal environment for them. doTERRA is very specific where they harvest their oils from or source their oils from. And these master distillers, they know the exact right time to harvest these oils to get the highest quality and most potent essential oils out of these plants. And so we heavily rely on their knowledge. The oils are also tested when they're harvested. They're tested when they're distilled. They're tested once they arrive here in Salt Lake City, where our corporate office is, and they're tested by a third party before they ship out to clients. And all of that is always available for you to ask for. Okay, so now here is where the power of essential oils goes so much further than what you may expect. So when doTERRA chooses community from where they want to source oils, they first go in, and you can see here, these are some of our owners, and they go into these communities and meet with the tribal council themselves in person, or the leadership there, or whoever is in charge of that community. And they put fair trade and living wage agreements in place. Now, if you don't know the difference between fair trade and living wage, it's something that you might want to Google real quick and look up. There's a big, big difference. And so doTERRA makes sure that these farmers are paid a living wage and are rewarded for the work they're doing and never exploited. And they also put policies in place so that no other American company can come in and exploit these people. And then they provide them with farming equipment, facilities, so that they can produce the highest quality of oils and the highest volume of oils. And what this does is it provides an income for these communities that they would never have, and an opportunity to produce and be productive and contribute to their community financially. In a way that they would never have without doTERRA's business. So when you become a doTERRA client or customer, you make all these projects possible. And you can know that the oils that you get has this mission behind it. The other thing that doTERRA does is that they make sure that the whole community, even removed from the production of the oils, has a sustainable life. So they provide clean water, educational programs, medical facilities, whatever that community needs is what they provide. And that makes me feel really good to be a part of. Stephen Covey, in his book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, talks about the WinWin Principle. This is something I always drive home with my daughter. Look for the WinWin Principle. And then that's how we know that we live in a system. We make decisions that puts us in a symbiotic relationship with the rest of the factors involved in that decision. And so when you become a doTERRA customer, you not only get the highest and purest quality and the most potent essential oils that you can possibly get access to, but you also contribute to solving some of the big problems that a lot of people have around the world. And that truly is the win-win power of doTERRA's essential oils. So I just want to recap a little bit of safety information, because I think it's important that we touch on these and make sure that we keep each other safe. You want to make sure that your oils are certified pure therapeutic grade. Currently, doTERRA is the only company that has this label. You want to know that essential oils are not regulated in the United States. So even if a label says 100% pure, you want to make sure that you get that GCMS report, that you know what's in it, that you trust the company that you buy from, because they can put 100% pure on their label, and it doesn't have to be. Use in moderation. We always say start with 1 drop as your rule of thumb. You can always increase from there. And check your labels. On the back of your doTERRA bottle, there will be a label that says supplement information and gives you guidelines on taking oils internally. Make sure that you pay attention to those. If there isn't a supplement label, you want to not take those internally. So be sure to educate yourself on which oils you are able to take internally. Do not use citrus oils topically if you're going to go out in the sun. They are photosensitive, so be aware of that. And then use caution during pregnancy. Work with your wellness advocate, work with your doctor. Actually, encourage your doctor to get educated. Essential oils are flooding the market, and we want to make sure that we partner with our healthcare workers as well to be educated on this topic so we can keep everyone safe and have these amazing benefits from our oils. If you're going to be putting oils on young children, older people, or people with sensitive skin, pay attention to the dilution guidelines here on the screen as well. And then when you are ready to jump in and make this transition to a more natural way of living, we have so many resources that we're going to plug you into. We have a closed Facebook community where you can discuss maybe your personal situation and ask questions when they come up. You have unlimited access to me or your wellness advocate that invited you to this class to discuss maybe more personal things. You also have access to your very own learning website and our Kokopelli Living Facebook page as well to show you and teach you how to use oils and get more educated about them. It's a whole culture. We have books and apps even that we're going to plug you into. So it becomes a whole lifestyle, and we just have this incredible community that is ready to walk this path with you, and that's going to bring so much beauty and positivity to your life and rattle around you for your own goals. So where do you get your doTERRA oils? You're going to go back to the person who invited you to this class, or if you learned about it from our website, you can go to mydoterra.com/Kokopelli Living. Anyone can buy any of these oils by clicking on the shop button here at full price, or you can sign up for a membership by clicking the join and save button here. And membership is only $35, works very much like a Costco membership where you will get 25% off all products all year long. It pays for itself in the first or second order. This one's always interesting to me. I don't know why people think there's a minimum purchase requirement. When you go to Costco and you get your membership, that you're not told you have to buy X amount of product every month. I don't know if other companies do this, but doTERRA does not do this. So there's never any commitment. You never have to buy anything that you don't need or you don't want. So it's literally $35 for the wholesale membership, and you get access to those amazing discounts and the highest quality of essential oils on the market. Every product also has a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's really no risk involved. doTERRA has come up with these beautiful kits. These products are heavily reduced, so instead of buying them individually, you can choose a kit. They're designed for newbies who either want to start a business, so if there's also a business opportunity, by the way, with doTERRA. It's not for everyone, but if you're interested in that, you can talk to me and I can give you a little bit more detail about the business opportunity. So the Diamond Kit is one that is designed for people who are saying, I'm ready to go, I want to build a business with doTERRA, I love this platform, or I'm just going to throw everything in my house out and start from scratch. And so they're going to reward you by giving you almost $800 off in the cost of these products if you were going to buy them separately. And the following month, you're going to get almost $400 worth of product points that you can cash in for anything else that you want, or if you want to refill items, or maybe bring on board some of your family members. So that's obviously our biggest kit. And then there's smaller kits too. And you can look at the different kits that some have diffusers in them, some have bigger size bottles of oil, some have lower, and they have different goals. But these kits are designed for people who are ready to jump in and say, I have a very, very specific goal and I want to get one of these kits and to get you started right away. If none of these really speak to you, that's okay. That's what I'm here for. I can talk to you on the phone, I can talk over email, and we can customize an enrollment kit for you based on your needs once we talk. This is what I do for a living. I will be happy to have that talk with you and help you assess what you need to get started with. And then lastly, here are my contact details. If you're interested in connecting with me, I do free wellness consults with all my clients. And so please don't hesitate to reach out. You can Facebook me, message me, you can email me, you can call me, you can text me. Anyway, that's whatever's easiest for you if you have a question. Don't sit and wait until life goes south for you. Be prepared, educate yourself, get these tools in your home and have them available so that you can reach for them before you need them. Again, I'm just so grateful that you have given me the opportunity to talk to you about this topic and that you've shown up today to bring your better self and bring something new or learn something new to add to your toolbox. Again, it's my honor to have been your teacher today, and I look forward to meeting you and talking to you down the road and walking this path with you. Have a fantastic evening.